All right, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to the rapid reaction for Wrestlemania 42, Night 1. A very interesting night of wrestling. Let's go ahead and let's just get started with talking about. We'll talk about the things as we went along. Um, the six-man tag match opened up the thing as it said it was going to be. It was also broadcast not only on ESPN Unlimited, but the first hour was on ESPN2. We had the six-man tag of the Usos and LA Knight going up against Division, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed. Relatively simple, easy match. They kept it simple here for I Show Speed. Um, I think obviously he doesn't have he probably doesn't have the aptitude that maybe a Logan Paul or a Bad Bunny or maybe even a Jelly Roll might have had, but stuff he did pretty well. So that was it. We had LA Knight hit Austin Theory with a BFT 1-2-3, the victory for LA Knight and the Usos. Afterwards, Logan Paul get upset. Was ISO Speed hit him with the titanium fist. Went to put him out on the table and jump on top of him. The Usos made the save. LA Knight took ISO Speed off the table, kind of got him up. They put Logan on the table, and ISO Speed did the top rope and jump onto Logan Paul through the table. And then ISO Speed and everybody celebrated with the yeet as they Usos ran it back. Pretty very very simple match. I gotta say, a lot of these matches were short. A lot of the matches were short, and maybe I didn't recognize it like last year or in the past, but like just looking, like the six-man tag was 7 minutes and 10 seconds. The next match that was a normal time of 14 minutes 10 seconds. The fatal four-way was 8 minutes and 35 seconds. The Becky Lynch AJ Lee match was 8 minutes 15 seconds. Gunther and Seth Rollins was the second longest match of the night at 15:45. Liv Morgan and Stephanie Ricker was 9 minutes, and then the main event of Cody versus Randy Orton was 22:55. There was some very short matches tonight, and there have been in the past, right? There had been in the past talks about some of the matches being short, and I kind of really never even thought about it because the fans nowadays, I think every match needs to be a 20-minute match, 25 minutes. They all need time, yada yada yada. No, they don't. Matches need to be variance in length. One match can be 20 minutes, other match can be 7-8 minutes. It does depend on the story that you're telling and things like that. So this was, so it was, what it was. Excuse me. But I did not expect this to be like the way it was. But you could notice it tonight. I noticed it how short some of these matches were because it was it, and then bam, it was over. 1, 2, 3, and you're just like, damn, really? That quick? Yeah, and then they're doing so many commercials in between the shows that once again, It's something that I, again, something that people complain about all the time. I don't really recognize or see. It doesn't bother me. And again tonight, the while the commercials don't bother me, I did realize that there were just a lot of short matches. Matches under 10 minutes. 7 matches on the card. 10, you know, you know, 5 matches under 10 minutes. I I just didn't expect that. So it was what it was. It was so I gave it 2 3/4 stars. Next was the extinction match between Drew, and Jacob. Oh, that was really nice. Really, start out some good stuff for each and every one of them. I thought they both of them. I thought they each did a good job as I turn around to get my remote to uh yeah. So just doing some things. Once again, Drew McIntyre got his got his phone from his brother-in-law and did a little tweet, you know, while he was out there fighting with Jacob. So that was that. Yeah, it was really good. They brought back the toolbox, which kind of scared Drew McIntyre because of the toolbox that gave him 16, 17 stitches, staples in his head from the Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk. So it was, yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was, and so this was needed. This was good from them. I really did think it was good. The toolbox came into play at the end when he hit Jacob Fatu, excuse me, hit Drew McIntyre. Um, put him on the table. They had set up, and he went to the tower, did his flipping moonsault through the table, pinned him 1 2 3. Jacob Fatu wins. Now that's going to now Drew McIntyre is going to be filming Highlander, the movie. I guess it's a movie. So I'm not sure, what's gonna happen because they didn't do anything to like write him off. He wasn't injured or anything like that. So I wonder if SmackDown comes around, if something will happen, well, he'll get written off so that he can go do the movie that way. Because just him losing isn't, waiting for him to go do the movie. So we'll have to wait and see. But I thought it was really good, good match, sanction match, 4 stars. Next was the Fatal 4 Way. The champions, Nia Jackson and Last Legend, took on Charlotte and Alexa, Bailey and Lyra, and the Bella Twins. However, yesterday there was some news about a certain return that Paige had re-signed with WWE. And then another report came out that Nikki Bella was not going to be unable to compete, and that Paige would take her place. Now, at the Hall of Fame ceremony, Nikki did say that she was going to wrestle. So when it came time, for the entrance, she came out there and she was limping and she had the boot on. So you wondered if what was going to happen, if it was going to go down, and it did go down. She said she couldn't wrestle, but she found a partner, and it was Paige. Introduced Paige. It was Paige and Bree, and um, they getting out of the ring. and they had the Fatal Four Way tag match. This was the kind of the Fatal Four tag way match where it's all four members are in the ring, then the four other tag members on there, and then you could tag your own opponent. You not tag anybody. You just tag your own teammate. One of those Fatal Four Way, and I thought there was some really good action here from the guys, from the girls. Um, really good stuff here. Paige got the biggest action tonight, biggest the hot tag. She came in, she ran wild, she hit the Paige Turner on on I forget who. And then she had to stare off with Charlotte, just stuff with Charlotte. And then she hit the Rampage on Alexa Bliss for the one, the two, the three. And her and Brie are now the new women's tag team champions. Um, Amazing. So really good stuff here. I gave it 3.5 stars. Again, this was 8 minutes or something like this, but that's one of the good things about this being like a fatal four way. In that 8 minute, 8.5 minutes, whatever they had, they was able to do some good action with all four women, and and all eight women even. So I thought some really good stuff from the ladies. Now you do feel bad for Nikki, right? Again, I talked about this in the predictions video. Her WrestleMania moment is her getting proposed to by John Cena. Probably not one that she really likes at this point in time. Um, Brie's WrestleMania moment is when she retired before WrestleMania 32. Um, so it's no, it is what it is, But now Brie has a moment, Paige has a moment. I'm sure at some point, what they will just do is the Bella twins will beat up Paige, and then Paige will get a tag partner, possibly AJ Lee, and then you'll have the Bellas and AJ Lee going in a tag feud when Nikki is healthy enough to go. That's what I would think. So, um, good for them, good for the girls. As for my predictions, I said if the Bella twins were going to go, I was going to pick them. So they did. I said that I was only going to choose the Naya and Lash if the people replaced them. They didn't. They didn't replace them. It was Nikki and Bree, but then Paige came in. So that's a win. That's just a win for me. So I predicted that one right. Next was the Women's Intercontinental Championship between Becky Lynch, and AJ Lee. Um, Nice one. This one kind of involved the ref. In every match, Jessica Carr been involved with that, and Becky Lynch really has been doing some stuff with Jessica Carr. Um, so then they got into the old Tommy Young and Ric Flair thing, or uh, um, somebody used to do it with Earl Hebner, where he would push the ref and the ref would push back and everything like that. So that's what they were doing. There were some people because at the end they kind of Becky Lynch pulled the ref in front of AJ Lee, and then ref got run. So that should have been a disqualification. You put your hands on the thing for the second time in the match, and you saw she pulled you in front of her. Why didn't you disqualify her? I'm not sure, but that caused Becky Lynch, who had already removed the turnbuckle pad, to give AJ Lee a face first of that. She hit the manhandle slam 1, 2, 3. Your new 3-time women's intercontinental champion Becky Lynch. Again, it was a short match. Um, I gave it 2.75 stars. Could have been more, but it is. Next one was Gunther versus Steph. This one, they had the time, like I said, it was like 15 minutes, 45 seconds. They had the time, it has a really good story. It really got going. And then when after Steph gave due to the stomp to the announce table, it became Braun Breaker, healthy enough to make a run in and bam hit him with a spear that caused uh, Gunther to get into the sleeper, put Seth Rollins night. Gunther wins. Something happened afterwards, but I didn't see it because my the ESPN Unlimited for some reason kept going backwards. I didn't know what they were doing. I would see something, and then the commercials would come on, and then when they come back, it would start replaying, and it happened like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, fuck is it? I didn't real. I finally realized that it was jumping back for some reason. I have no idea why. So I had moved it forward. So something happened afterwards. So I'm not sure, but yeah, you saw Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker hugging on top of the ramp at the end. So really good match. These two had the match of the night, 4.25 star. Next was the women's championship match between Stephanie Verker and Liv Morgan. I think this match people are really going to be disappointed in not getting the time because I think people thought that this could steal the show. Stephanie and especially with the build that they've had, especially lately, being thrown into the TVs and bumping heads with Roxanne Perez and the knots and the black eyes and everything like that. You really thought maybe this could end up being something that could steal the show. It had 9 minutes, like I said, right about 9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes on the dot apparently, and it was just so short. Judgment Day got involved, distracted. Stephanie Recur, Liv hit Oblivion after she had already had hit one, hit another Oblivion for the win to become the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, um, again, short. The stuff that they did, it wasn't enough. I gave it 2.5 stars. It really did. So after that match, John Cena comes down to announce the attendance. He announced attendance over 50,000 fans. Then all of a sudden, Bianca Belair makes we hear music, and it's Bianca Belair. And she's coming out. She gets this blue flowing thing on and everything like that. And the first thing in my mind is that she's pregnant. That she's covering up her body. She has this thing that's covering up her body. So and I was looking to see because there have been rumors that her finger had amputated. I was looking to see if she had all 10 fingers. Yes, she had all 10 fingers. She came down, walked to the ring, got in the ring, spoke with John, and like many people were predicted, yes, she made the announcement. She was pregnant, and she is going to be a mother. Montez Ford is going to be a father. Congratulations to the lucky couple. I know they had talked about it on their reality show about being parents and how they're going to balance that and how she going to balance being a mother and being a champion. But she is now with child. Naomi just apparently just over the weekend or stuff like that. It was either last weekend or sometime earlier, this week. Her and Jimmy had the child, and they had their child. So that was on the internet. Hopefully that's true. If it's not, I apologize. I didn't really get the big thing, but yeah, that's amazing. So congratulations to again to Bianca Belair and Montez Ford. That is very very good of them. So and then we came to the main event, the undisputed WWE Championship. We've got Randy Orton with Pat McAfee, and we've got Cody Rhodes. The match was what it was. I think it could have been better. Um, they did some stuff at the beginning with Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee to kind of get them out of their way, but we knew that it was gonna something was gonna happen where they or either one or both of them were gonna come back at the end. They were gonna be involved in the ending. So there's that. Eh, Um, so let me say this, and let me go back to all of this. Right, I have not had a problem with Pat McAfee getting inserted into this. Right, some people don't like it. Some people hate it. Very few like it. I'm one of the very few. I had no problem with it. So what? Right? But the problem I have with it is what happens tonight. You had Pat McAfee go on air and say that if Randy Orton doesn't become a 15-time champion, it would be over for him in wrestling. There is a rumor that the main event of Backlash would be Jelly Roll and Cody Rhodes up against Randy Orton and Pat McAfee. So you do this thing where Jelly Roll takes out Pat McAfee. Okay, fine. You have the match. Randy gets busted open, running his head into the thing. Um, at some point, Cody gets busted open somehow. Um, and he really got busted open because by the end of the match, he had a massive red spot in the back of his head. So I don't know if it was a hard way. I don't know if there was a blade, job that I didn't see or anything like that, or I didn't recognize or whatever. Usually, I'm good enough to know when those things are happening now in my age after watching wrestling for 40 years. I can know when there's a blade job coming. I know how to look for the blade job that people do and things like that. So I just didn't see it. Um, but anyway, and Pat comes down in a neck brace referee shirt after Randy Orton gives Cody Rhodes an RKO. 1, 2, Orton Cody kicks out. So now they stagger up, and Randy's going to go to and Pat's going good, yeah, 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 and then Randy Orton RKO's Pat McAfee, and then after RKO and Pat McAfee, he then gets caught in the crossroads from Cody Rhodes 1, 2, 3, with the original referee waking up counting the 3 count. Excuse me. And then afterwards, Randy Orton takes the title from Cody Rhodes, hits him with it, and punches him in the head, leaving Randy Orton standing over this blood-soaked, Cody Rhodes, you know, holding the WWE Championship. The match was 3 stars, but the shit that's in it, like it's not thing. It's give me something that I can see coming and or a reason why you do that. Because if you're just gonna tell me that Randy Orton RKO, if Friday Randy Orton is if Randy Orton is just going to just be with you know Pat McAfee and it's all goody good and Pat McAfee is going to be there even though he said he wasn't going to be around the business anymore and Let me make sure this thing is still paused. Yeah, it is. Is it still? Yeah, it's still paused. Yeah, I cannot wait to watch this post show. Figure out what the hell is going on here. Now, I'm not mad. I'm not disgruntled. Anything like that. I'm a wee bit upset because I would have two things. One, I would have liked to have seen Randy Orton get 15. I would like to see Randy Orton get 15. Have him have a run because I do believe we are getting ready to start the era of the new guys, the Trick Williams, the Obafemis, the Javon Evans, the Carmelo Hayes of the world, and it would have not been nice to see Randy Orton get one last run before we go into that, right? You know what I mean? But that didn't happen. I'm also tired here because if they're going to like have Pat go back on his word, then why not have Pat say that? Now maybe this was it all along. Maybe this was always going to be their plan, and the reason why Pat said that was remember he had that Instagram story where he said he doesn't think that the business is passing by. So maybe that's what this was. Maybe this was his way to say bye bye to the business, which is fine, I guess. Again, I think maybe would have Pat do it as a baby face. Maybe it could have been the other way around. Maybe he was there to help Cody or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm very confused. And now it does make me wonder about next week because last night on SmackDown, Cody and CM Punk had this, kind of joyous thing together to end SmackDown. Um, emotional moment with each other, and kind of thought maybe it was one way of saying where okay, they're all losing they're both losing the titles, so good on them, right? But that didn't happen. So now I wonder, 'cause I thought Roman would win, but now is CM Punk going to beat Roman Reigns? Now I would say this: same thing goes for Roman. I would like to have Roman get another run before the new guy started. However, I did say this: if you wanted to truly strap the Rocket over Finley, have him beat Brock Lesnar and then have him beat the World Heavyweight Champion the next night on Raw. And if you're gonna do that, and if you're not gonna do that, then you don't put the title on Roman Reigns. You keep the title on CM Punk and have him beat CM Punk. So maybe that will happen. I would like to see it, but we'll have to wait and see. So I don't know. This was a decent night one to WrestleMania. Night two was 6 matches. No other matches were made. So I guess we're just going to get six. Maybe those matches are going to get more time tomorrow. With only it's only being six, so we'll wait and see. Um, so yeah, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Night one of WrestleMania 42. We'll be back here right here tomorrow night for WrestleMania night two. Talk about everything that went down and what we might think the business looks like going forward. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.